Good morning, everyone. Good morning, students. And of course, good morning to all of our viewers out there. Are you willing to learn something new today with Teacher Aaron? If you are, then tune up and let's learn. So today, we are going to have a very interesting discussion. We are going to talk about a grammatical category that you all are probably aware of already. Can you guess what it is? I'll give you a clue. We are going to discuss something about action words. Can you tell what it is? 3, 2, 1. Yes, you guessed it right. We are going to talk about verbs. As we all know, verbs are action words. These are words that convey actions in a particular statement or in a particular sentence. This is the fundamental idea or concept that we have when it comes to verbs, right? These are action words. But this time around, we are going to elevate our understanding of verbs because we are going to discuss the 6 subcategories of lexical verbs. May it be transitive, intransitive, ditransitive, complex transitive, and all the other kinds of lexical verbs. It may seem complex, but you don't have to worry because we are going to have an extensive and comprehensive discussion about this topic. So what are we waiting for? Come on and let's start learning. Whenever we talk about verbs, the immediate examples that come into mind are sing, walk, dance, ride, sleep, and all the other kinds of verbs out there. But did you know that we can actually categorize these verbs into different subcategories depending on their usage in a particular sentence or statement? Yes, you heard it right. So if you want to learn how we are going to use this into a particular statement, tune up and let's learn.
We are going to discuss the 6 subcategories of lexical verbs from the book of Noel Burton Roberts, Analyzing Sentences, An Introduction to English Syntax, 3rd edition. The first thing that we have to establish in this discussion is what do we mean by lexical verb. Lexical verbs, or otherwise known as the main verbs, are the core verbs in a sentence that convey the primary meaning or action. They describe what the subject does, feels, or experiences, or they express a state of being. Unlike auxiliary or helping verbs, lexical verbs stand alone in the role of carrying semantic meaning. Examples of lexical verbs in a given sentence are the following. She runs every morning. Runs specifies an action. He believes in honesty. Believes posits a state of mind. They exist in harmony. Exists is a state of being. What are the 6 subcategories of lexical verbs then? We have transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, ditransitive, intensive, complex, and the last one, prepositional verbs. First, let's talk about transitive verbs. These verbs require a direct object which is in a form of a noun phrase to complete their meaning. Without an object, the sentence often feels incomplete. Examples in sentences are the following. She baked a cake. The verb bake requires the object a cake. He reads books. The verb reads needs the object books for it to be meaningful. Next is the intransitive verbs. These verbs do not need any complement and so it does not take a direct object. They make sense on their own and are often followed by adverbs or prepositional phrases. Example in sentences are the baby cried. Cried stands alone and does not need an object. Second, we slept soundly. The verb slept is complete with adverb soundly but no object is needed. Then we have the ditransitive verbs. These verbs require 2 noun phrases as complements, a direct object and an indirect object. The indirect object typically denotes the recipient of the direct object. Example in sentences are, she gave him a gift. The direct object, a gift. The indirect object, him. The second one, he told her a story, wherein the direct object is the story and the indirect object is her. Next is the intensive verbs. These verbs link the subject to a subject predicative, which renames or describes the subject. They do not show action, but instead connect the subject to a state or quality. Example in sentences are, she is a teacher. Is links she to the subject complement a teacher. The second one, the soup tastes delicious. Tastes connects a soup to the complement delicious. A complex verb, on the other hand, takes a direct object and an additional element such as an object complement, object predicative, which provides more information about the object. Example in sentences are, they elected him president. The direct object here is him, while the object complement is president. Second example, the movie made her happy. The direct object is her, while the object complement is happy. Lastly, we have the prepositional verbs. These verbs are combined with a preposition, which is necessary for their meaning. The preposition is followed by its object, forming a prepositional phrase. Examples are, they rely on their instincts. The verb rely have the preposition on and the direct object their instincts. Second example, she looks after the children. The verb is looks, the preposition is after, and the object is the children. What is the significance then of learning these different subcategories? Understanding the different subcategories of lexical verbs allow us to analyze and construct sentences effectively. By identifying whether a verb is transitive, intransitive, ditransitive, complex, intensive, or prepositional, we gain clarity about how it interacts with other parts of the sentence. This knowledge enhances our ability to use language precisely, expand communication skills, and interpret meaning accurately. Ultimately, learning these categories deepens our comprehension of grammar and improves our ability to express and interpret ideas effectively.
Hello again, everyone. I hope that you had fun and learned something new today. I mean, verbs are interesting, right? So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on our next video. Again, this is Teacher Aaron leaving you with the words, for a man to improve, one must constantly read.